Hello everybody, it's Matt from Akuma Mods. So today I was just going to go over a brief video of the elegoo Mars, and basically what I'm showing off here is a print failure. So for anybody that's new in 3D printing in general, whether it be resin printing or even FDM printers, which I have right behind me, you're going to get failures. It's going to happen. Most of the time it is your fault. Sometimes it just happens. It's going to happen. The best thing to do is double check everything and then go ahead and reprint it and see if it does it again. If it still does it, don't be discouraged. Just keep on trying until you get it. I know that's, kind of throwing money down the drain because resin is very expensive. And depending on if you're using an FDM printer, some of those filaments can get pretty expensive. I have some carbon fiber and some nylon X that's sitting here, and that stuff is pretty expensive to deal with. So, but I just more or less wanted to focus on was the elegoo Mars. So, in total, I probably had about I want to say 15 prints come off of this so far. I've been printing pretty lightly with it compared to my FDM printers. But it's still fairly new to me, but I'm still getting the concept of it. So here I had just printed some little tiny nubs, and I put them in my wash station, which is just off the camera there. And basically I set it all up, hit print on my next part, because it's a two-piece. And started the prints, and everything sounded like it was going fine. The suction you could hear from the vat. So when you hear suction, like when you hear this raise up and you hear like a click or a thud, that means you got a good adhesion on it. So as long as you got good supports on the build plate, or you got whatever your print is flat on the build plate, most likely you're going to get a good print. Now this one is a little different because, well, let me show you guys. So, as of right now, we have a print that's stuck to it. Now, it's not a finished print, far from it, but you can see there's only one print. Well, there was 8 of these things on here, and you can see all the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the other 7 are right there. So, what exactly happened in this situation? Well, let me show you. If you guys look, notice anything a little off? Literally? So, as you can see, my build plate is pitched down this way. So, obviously, we're going to get more suction on that side and less suction on this. And then when it raises up, it might do the opposite. So, and that's basically what was happening. So, even though it's solid, it's probably from when I took my prints off of the other one, the last prints, that I might have, scraped it off, and then I put too much pressure on the one side and caused it basically to slip, and I didn't recheck the level. So if you guys are always wondering, what happens to my printer? Why does it fail? Why does this keep on happening? I was in the same boat with you guys. I first printed the rooks, and basically they didn't come out. I had one on the right side come out, and one on the left stayed on the vat. So I kind of scrapped that. Excuse me. I kind of scrapped that project in general because I wanted to get straight to printing what I needed to for development type. So ever since then, I've been pretty good because what I did is I removed the vat, I leveled the bed with a sheet of paper, and got it going, and it's been good ever since. So if you guys are ever wondering about why I have a print failure, go ahead and check your build plate. That's the number one thing. Number 2 thing is make sure that you have resin that is good. So what I like to do before I use a build, every time I do a print, I always go through with the little scraper that's included. I go through and I scrape through and just clean off the bottom vat and make sure there's nothing stuck on there, because every little thing can make the print fail, basically. So you want to make sure that you're right in every way. So now I have to take all these off, kind of pour them off, I guess, with the resin, and then throw them out because they're not really done. So they're supposed to have like a little paddle that sticks down, and obviously that doesn't have that. We can see if maybe we can salvage them and use them for something else. But as of right now, they're basically like the original copies that I would be replacing these with anyway. So these are paddles for a specific Game Boy style case called a GPI case. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, don't be discouraged if you happen to have a failed print and you're not sure what's wrong. Check your stuff. Check it. It's a simple fix. You guys got all the tools. Hopefully you guys kept them. And all you have to do is just check the level, check everything, and just redo it, and you should be good as gold. So we're going to go ahead and re-level this, start the print again, and it should come out perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. If there is a problem, that means there's something wrong with most likely the resin that's in here, because it is an older resin. I'm pretty much at the end of this bottle. So we're getting pretty low, as you can see. We're like this little piece here. As you can see, there's gray resin right there. That little piece, you fill up your resin tank all the way up to that like little dip that's right there. I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but that's where you fill your resin length to, and usually that's about 100 if I'm not mistaken. I haven't used this except for, you know, maybe pre-washing prints, but yeah, I just wanted to shoot that short little video, even though we're coming up on 7 minutes now shoot time. But just want to let you know, don't be discouraged if you have an issue with your prints. Just go ahead, clean off everything, re-level your surfaces, and you're good to go. One last thing I want to go before I let you guys go. I understand you guys are probably like, oh my god, he's touching his plate with resin. I understand that, okay? I'm touching it with one hand, so I'm not touching it with my phone that I'm using, my camera. And secondly, I have a giant wash station that's no more than 10 feet from me. So I rarely use gloves. I know that's like frowned upon in the community. I do have a box of gloves finally that's sitting behind me. So I'll be using those tonight. But for this past week, I have not used gloves. I usually just wash my hands very, very well. I have Dawn dish soap, which seems to do quite a bit of work. So if anybody's, you know, worried about my safety of my hands, don't be. Okay, I'm perfectly fine. I've been doing this for a week straight, and I've gotten, well, there's pretty much no resin on here right now. There might be like a little bit on this finger, but it's like you barely even see it or touch it or whatever. And I have not had a problem. So I just wash it away as best as I can. Wash my hands, and we're good to go. And I work outside all the time. I work right next to a window if I am inside, and it's a giant window that has tons of light. So if there was ever a problem, I would already have a problem, and I have not. No burning, no nothing. Anyway, I'm rambling on about something completely different that I got to do a video on anyway, but I'll leave you guys with that. Like I said, if you guys have a print failure, don't be discouraged. Just go ahead and check your level on everything. That's really the most important thing on these resin printers, is the level of this build plate. As long as that is leveled and your FEP or VAT film is good, you will have a good print. And I'll be honest, this one has probably seen better days. I have the disposable ones coming in, so we'll have to swap those out. But yeah, so I wouldn't worry too much about the VAT unless you really dig into it. You know, try not to use a metal scraper if you can. Use the plastic one that's included. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to show you guys. If you guys like this video, even though it's not really something that's, you know, normal for me, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and share this out to your friends if you want to make fun of me, what have you. It doesn't matter to me.
I just wanted to show this off to you guys and let you know you're not alone, okay? I do a lot of 3D printing. I have 15 different printers, and I currently have 2 resin printers and 2 more on the way. So I do a lot of reviewing, a lot of testing for different companies. So all I'm saying is failures happen. Don't worry about it. Start it again. Don't discourage yourself. Until then, happy printing.